I can't believe 20 plus years later, people are still saying what?
Yeah, a lot of people wish I wouldn't have done that. But it just turned into something to do because when I turned heel, nobody wanted me to turn heel, but I was just set on turning heel because I've always liked working heel so much.
So that was your call?
Yeah. And I wish Vince would have shot me down, or I wish, I felt it in the ring that night. I should have just said, hey, man, we're changing this. I said, watch the stunner. And I should have just stunned his ass and never went down that road. But, as a means to an end, I was leaving Christian a voicemail and kept saying, what, I just turned it into this thing and to berate somebody, to belittle somebody as a heel. And so I use that as a mechanism to do that as a means to an end, to try to get heat. And that whole attempt was over trying just to compensate and gain ground on getting heat. And just, I remember Hunter and myself as a two-man power trip, just shellacking people with chairs. I mean, trying so hard through violence to get heat, which is not always the best way to get heat, and by laying stuff in. And it was an interesting period. The heel thing, if I could go back in time, I would not have done it.
Really?
Because I didn't need to. And people, I think Jim Ross said it best. I mean, nobody ever wanted to hate John Wayne. I wasn't John Wayne, but I was the anti-hero. I got over by being, the way I was. And so to turn bad, to try to do worse things, I don't know. It didn't work. It wasn't successful. We got a chance to, push the character in different directions and different dimensions, but I don't think we were really ringing up the box office doing that.
Stone Cold Steve Austin talking about the what chant.
The what chant is exactly the kind of thing that would get over, isn't it?
Yeah.
Because people can participate with it. Now, what it's turned into is if the crowd's bored, they let you know it.
If the crowd is not happy with the performance, not because they're a heel, not because they're a face, because the crowd is sick of the segment, the talking segment, they'll start saying what, which is brutal. It
is brutal, but on the other hand, it's a good signal to you as the wrestler that, my pacing is way too regimented and everybody's figuring out exactly when I'm going to pause.
All of the people that can talk and are good talkers can wiggle out of it, use it to their advantage.
Yep.
But if you have some people that are a little nervous, they don't get a lot of mic time, it eats them up.
Yeah.
I do remember Charlotte Flair snapped in one of the SmackDowns, and she's supposed to be a face, and she's like, "You're really going to give me the what chant?" And like, she's supposed to be the face. You're like, Charlotte, don't belittle the crowd. They're just not happy with the performance at the moment. I personally hate whenever the what chant comes out. I'm like, come on, because you're just ragging on the show and the performance. So like, if I'm watching it, there's like a nasty taste in your mouth as it's happening. You don't want to see like the crowd just not like what's going on. It doesn't really help anything. It doesn't add to the show. It takes away from the show. Whereas other chants really add to the show.
Yes, and when Stone Cold was doing it in character, it added to his character.
Yes. But you can even see
what it turned into, right? That's what it sounded like to me.
I think he regrets what it turned into, obviously. And it does sound like he kind of regrets even that heel turn at that point, because it made no sense because everyone loves him. So if you think of it from that perspective, you could tell that he had some ideas in his head. The what chant was his idea, and it didn't really work at the time. He wasn't really doing as great of things in his career as he had done previously.
But he got over doing a lot of this same stuff as a babyface. Like, he got over as a babyface doing this kind of stuff. So, I mean, for him to turn heel, he would have to become like very, very boring.
Yeah, he would have to do the opposite. He would have to just Really, he should have just went back to Stunning Steve. Is that what he was before? What was that?
He was Stunning Steve. He was one of the Hollywood Blondes with Brian Pillman. He was Stunning Steve Austin. Then he was the Ringmaster when he came to WWF.
If he really wanted to turn heel and have people not like him, Stunning Steve would have been the guy, you know?
And he could have completely changed his promo style. He could be like, I can see your point. Suddenly he's super empathetic in the ring.
It's funny that he wanted to turn heel and be a badass, and it's like, no, like everyone loves you because you're a badass.
Like you're already a badass, and it's not a heel. Like, how are you gonna turn heel by doing what made you a babyface?
And him and Triple H beating people with chairs. I'm like, that sounds awesome. Why would I boo that? Are you kidding me? Like,
and that era in WWF, that's what they were doing.
Right.
It carries over now.
Totally.
Baby faces get the tables. Heels put the tables back under the ring.
Subscribe now. Bury the lead. It's the best.
People love violence. So if you're going to be the violent guy, they're going to love you. Yeah, I thought that was just an interesting segment. You could see in his voice a little bit too the regret from like even creating the what chant. He's like, he gets like, he's usually a pretty energetic, forward guy, but he's just like, I shouldn't have done that. I'm sorry.